Pharisee, woe meaning punishment, destruction. The Lord don't like what the Christian pastors is doing in our community because they're perversing the scriptures. And Christianity, and any forms of Christianity, they are teaching you a lie. They're not teaching you, hey, we got to keep these commandments so that we can stop raising up bad children. When we see these children running around acting crazy, just understand, since birth, they was never taught how to keep the commandments of God. Straight up like that. I was never taught how to keep the commandments. Were you? Were you ever taught, hey, we don't eat pork? Would you ever taught at a young age, hey, we can't bow down to graven images, right? We was growing up, we knew we couldn't sell drugs. We knew we couldn't get high. But we didn't hear what God said about doing those things. And that's the whole problem that we have in our community. We are looking up to the wrong leaders. That's why we're here today. We're here today to teach you how to serve God in a real way. We're teaching you your identity, that we're really the real biblical Jews according to God. Like my brother was bringing out. You go over there in Israel, you don't see the real Jews over there. The real Jews is in the ghettos. The real Jews is in the burials. The real Jews is in ICE concentration camps. The real Jews is on the reservations, right? The real Jews is at the bottom. And that's why God said,
so like, if I could, what the brother is saying is absolutely heavy. I'm gonna give you a quick history lesson, right? We were just talking about this over here. 64, 67 AD, they come and they unalive Paul. They unalive Peter and James. 3-4 years later, they ransacked Jerusalem. We flee into Africa as the Jews. Later on, they start to build their own philosophies. And then you got Nero. He creates what we call today Christianity, because we was getting killed talking about these Bibles, talking about these scriptures. We getting unallowed talking about the Bible. He takes a religion, and we all can talk about the Bible now. Then you get people starting to think or make things like Lutheranism. They start to evolve and become their own religions. Here today in America, we come over here and our oppressor gave us a bastardized version of Christianity. We got something called a slave Bible, where you can read your Bible, but it says, master, serve your slave. You're dancing in the church. And so our evolution of Christianity comes from slavery, right? So now today, we back teaching the words of the Most High. We back teaching the words that Christ taught. And today they tell us, oh, you can't speak about Christianity. What you talking about? But Christianity was given to us because we were getting killed talking about our own Bible. We were getting destroyed talking about what Christ told us to talk about. When you see these camps set up, when you see us on these corners, same thing that Christ did. Same thing that Nehemiah did, Nahum, Zechariah. All the prophets spoke on pulpits of wood on the street corners. And they spoke against the princes and the principalities. They spoke against the leaders of the nation who were destroying us. So when we say us from the corner, this black love, we love each other. But we want to make sure y'all understand the treasure that the Lord saved y'all, which is your identity.
Let's give that man a powerful hand. Because what he's saying is true. And everything that he brought out, you can step over just a little bit, brother. You understand? Everything that he's saying is true. We don't, but see, what he just brought out, you would not learn that in a Christian church. Right? So I always say this every time I teach and when I get a chance to talk to our people. Who is teaching our children their history? Who's teaching our children their identity? It's not us, right? It's not the parents. So who's teaching them the history? They go to school. What they learn in the history class when they go to school? I'm asking you two right here.
I learned everything about the white people when I went to school. I ain't learned nothing about nothing. They have one thing about Martin Luther King, and I learned about a half a page.
But other than that, you want, yeah, right? Now, how about you? When you go to school, you in history class. They sit you down and they teaching you. What is the history lessons consist of? Nothing much, but their history, right? How great America is. Learn about the Revolutionary War. You learn about their development. And where were we always at? We was always at the bottom in these stories. So they don't even teach us how we was the main backbone of America when it came to inventions. When you look at that list of inventions that we are part of, America would not be anything without black people, without Hispanic people, without Native Americans. So when God see what these white people doing to our people, seeing what he's doing to the Mexicans right now, that's why we got the floods in Texas right now as we speak. That's why World War III is going to happen sooner than later, because the Lord wants to avenge us. He wants to avenge you. He wants to avenge you. He wants to avenge every black, Hispanic, and Native American on the face of the earth. The Lord don't want to have hugs and kisses with the white man, because he understands the crimes that he has committed against us since the beginning. Read what you got.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 23, 27. Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees.
Listen, man, that's why the Lord said he's going to punish these pastors. Why you think the pastors' churches is not filled up like they used to be? You understand? Most people will be like, I'd rather be a Christian or a Muslim from afar. I'm not going in that church. Why? Because we all see the game now. And at one point in time, we didn't see the game. Remember, at one point in time, we wasn't worrying about the true skin color of Jesus Christ. But over time, what the Lord do? He opened our eyes to the reality that this Bible is ours. And more every day, more people are starting to wake up, because the Lord is getting ready to turn this world upside down. You understand? And that's why the Lord said, that's why Christ said, punishment is going to come to those that lead my people but lead them astray. Read.
Hypocrites, for ye are like unto white sepulchres, which indeed appear beautiful outward.
It appears beautiful outward. Again, these pastors, these imams, these religious leaders, they seem so beautiful on the outside. Oh, they got the money, they got the car, they got the wife. Good night. The wife is, you already know, the wife is for the streets. Let's be honest. You understand what I'm saying? It looks like the American family got the kids is in college. Guess what the kids doing? Drug addicts. You know what I mean? Getting high. The daughter is in every other brother dorm room. You understand? Outwardly, it looks amazing. You see that family picture? Pastor got it going on. Read.
But are within full of dead men's bones.
Say it one more time.
But are within full of dead men's bones.
Dead man bones. Our bones, man. The Lord is telling us throughout this whole Bible, be aware of false prophets. Be aware of those that do not have your best interests. Straight up like that. When we go inside these Christian churches again, they not even breaking down history to us. So we don't have no identity. We're identifying whatever the white man tells us that we are. If you say, oh, you two white people, you are African American. That's what we're going to believe, because the white man told us. What the pastor is supposed to do, give me Jeremiah 23:1. What we supposed to be doing is understanding that this Bible is for us. Understanding the history, understanding the lessons, so that when the white man try to tell us something, man, that's bullcrap. What are you talking about? What are you saying that I'm black? I'm a color? I can open up the crayon box and now I'm a part of that crayon box? That's where I come from, a crayon? Or am I a real Jew according to God? And even like what the brother was bringing out, we fled into Africa. We fled into West Africa. And where did they come and get us? When you look at the papers, because they had to jot down our names for insurance policies. What you think them names was? It wasn't no Agatu or none of that. It was Hebrew names. It was Hebrew names on those documents. It wasn't talking about no Mufatu and all of that. Nah, they knew who they was getting, because we never fit in with them. Remember, we wash up. What black women you know don't like getting in the bathtub? What brother? Look at this brother. He clean. What if you go to Africa right now, they would know that you're not a part of them. Just by your smell. You know what I mean? Don't nothing smell better than a black, Hispanic, Native American woman. You know what I'm saying? So y'all, we over there in Africa, we dwelling there, separating ourselves. It's all hell no. White man, we can strike a deal. Listen, you can get these Jews and we can get it on and rocking. And that's what the African man did. Not know they just came over there and just started gathering us up. That's a lie. But if we allow the white man to keep going with that narrative, then guess what? It's going to be passed down from generation to generation. And then eventually, that's going to be concrete. But that's why the priests and the prophets, the ones that teach the Bible, is going to teach you the truth. Either you like it or not. We don't care how people assess the truth. Imagine you got a kid, right? Y'all got kids? I remember my dad told me, he said, son, you better be careful when you out here messing with these girls. He gave me that talk. Guess what? A lot of times, boys don't listen, do they? Right? And you fall into a world of trouble, and now you sitting there looking stupid, and guess what the father gonna do? I told you not to be messing around with them dumb girls, didn't I? You understand? So when it's our job to teach you the Bible, it's our job to teach you the truth, right? So that you don't have to continue, you don't have to reap the reward of a sinner, right? Think about it, drugs. You can't even smoke weed and think that everything is gonna be okay no more. Because now they got fentanyl in the weed. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't never trust it before. Good night. You don't know what somebody put in it. But, you know what I mean? Any kind of, they do all types of stuff. But now it's more critical because now they got fentanyl traced in almost every drug that you want. They said just a little speck of that fentanyl would take your life away. You understand? The Lord don't want us getting high. So what he tell us to do when we come out here? Don't get high. You know, don't be a drunkard. There's nothing wrong with drinking, but don't be somebody that gets drunk and now you wanna you spitting up everywhere. You want to fight people. You're naked running down the street. You end up in jail. Don't be that type of individual. And what does that avoids? If we don't be drunkards, if we don't be drug addicts, then our children don't see that that's okay, right? The next brother, he might be dealing with alcohol problem. If you being responsible with your alcohol, and you being a brother to that brother, hey brother, you might want to slow down a little bit. Now guess what? That brother, you could save that brother life. You can save that sister life. That's why these commandments is so important for us to learn. It's not, Christ never came to destroy the law. Christ never did that. Give me Matthew 5:17. Christ came to teach the law. Christ came so that he can give us a chance at the kingdom of heaven. You get what I'm saying? And Christ did an amazing job because his whole campaign was loving the Lord and loving your brother, loving your sister, right? Forgiving your brother, forgiving your sister. Imagine the wars that's in Trenton, New Jersey that leaves bullets in the streets. Imagine if we understood that brotherhood was a weapon, the biggest weapon. Do you know if blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, for one year, if we stop hurting one another, if we stop going after each other's neck, so many businesses will go bankrupt. So many businesses will go bankrupt. The prison system was shut down. You know, in Arizona, I think it was Arizona.
All right, check us out, sis.
Arizona, they literally sued the state because they said, yo, y'all not giving us enough prisoners. We need prisoners. We need to fill these jail cells. Like, good night. You think that the objective is not to have prisoners in your jail. That the crime rate do go low. But crime pays. Read.
It's the book of Matthew, verses 5-17. Think not that I have come to destroy the law.
So in the Christian church, what they tell us? That the law is done away with. That you don't have to keep the commandments of God. You know, that means, you know what that means? You can go get a Glock 19, load it up, get high on something crazy, and go rob everybody on the street. And God still loves you for that. That's what that means. That's what it means. Think about it. If the law is done away with, that means that I can go into an elderly home and just do I can flush all the pills down the toilet. You know, I can I don't know, feed them laxatives, I don't know. Something crazy to harm that elderly person. You get what I'm saying? I can rob that elderly person. God knows my heart. I'm safe. That don't even make sense. It don't make sense. So now, because we are the Christian church is teaching that, now you can't tell somebody that they're wrong because you're judging them. No, you should judge. Hey man, you keep running these streets like this, young boy, you gonna die. You gonna end up in jail. You know what I mean? I ask young boys a lot of times, hey, you like men or something? Does it seem like you want to go to jail for the rest of your life? That's your aspirations right now, brother. I'm questioning your sexuality. You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes down to the law of God, it's concrete. Period. Nothing can shake loose of these laws right here, man. God said that we got to keep these commandments. You understand what I'm saying? So again, there's nothing wrong with judging somebody, right? If somebody, if an individual touch kids, they out of pocket. I'm trying to be mindful of YouTube with my words, if you get what I'm saying. But they deserve to be underneath, right? So if a man don't take care of his kids, he a deadbeat, right? So think about it. This is the hypocrisy that Christ was talking about. If I can go ahead and teach, if I can call a man a deadbeat, right? If I can call this man a child assault individual, right? A PDF, I can call him a PDF, right? Then why can I not judge the fact that this woman right here is walking around with her behind out and she acting like a hoe? Why I can't do that? Because the pastor done muddied the waters. The pastor done bastardized and perverse the scriptures. So now that homosexual, right? That brother come into church and he stays a homosexual. When you supposed to go into church, you're supposed to change. That's the whole objective. That's why I say come as you are. It's a bunch of us. Some of us back here got felonies, right? We don't commit felonies no more. You wanna know why? Because we had to change our life. We wasn't going. We can't come. You can't come into this school and be like, yeah, all right, yeah, shalom, brothers, yeah, man. I gotta go uptown real quick. I gotta go drop this little pack off real quick. Go make this little quick flip. You can't do that because that is against God. You get what I'm saying? But when you read this Bible, you read that Christ wants us to serve the Lord, man. Read.
Think not that I have come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill.
But the what?
But to fulfill.
So why are the pastors not teaching this? Again, if you ever talk to a pastor, ask him, hey, why would you tell me that the law is done away with when the book of Matthew, the 5th chapter, speaks on the laws not being done away with? That Christ teaches the law, right? Like, I'm gonna give y'all to the next verse. Drop down to verse 48.